Hi, gun people. Well, this is kind of a little interesting. So, Florida cops pull over a new state attorney in Florida, and she's black and she's a female. So we all know that there's going to be issues. But the reason for their stop, she's questioning, and I'm not sure if she's questioning because she thinks the governor sicked the cops on her, or she's just playing the typical quota victim. It's not my fault. You guys are picking on me. I deserve special privileges because of my plumbing, not because of anything else. All right, let's watch this, and then I'll discuss a couple things the cops did.
Two Florida police officers are facing scrutiny for pulling over Aramis Ayala, who happens to be the first black state attorney elected in Florida history.
Now, why does that matter that she's the first black state attorney woman in history? I mean, so what? Do you think the cops knew this when they pulled her over? Do you think there's this underlining implication that somehow people knew this and they just wanted to get... They pulled her over for tinted windows and her plate came back for not on file, which is pretty normal. I'll discuss it. Let's watch it.
Body camera footage posted by the Orlando Police Department is making the rounds on social media. This happened in June. Take a look.
What agency are you with?
I'm the state attorney.
State attorney. All right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry? Yeah. We're good now.
So it was...
We ran the tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for the stop.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's at traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing.
Okay, so this is a state attorney that don't know that cops can run tags. She's acting like, oh, you don't have probable cause. You don't need probable cause to run a tag, people. Again, don't shoot the messenger. People want to get pissed off at me because I tell you what the law is, and you think I agree with it, or I passed it, or I wrote it. I'm just telling you what the law is. The law says if you're in public, you have no expectation of privacy. There's no Fourth Amendment issue. If I can do anything without impeding, stopping your flow, or doing anything, any information I can gather with my eyes is legal. I don't need probable cause. I don't need reasonable suspicion. I don't need anything. I can walk up to you and ask you what time it is. I don't need any lawful reason to do that. You can walk away. You can not answer me. You can answer me. It's commonly called a consensual encounter because there's no detention. There's no probable cause. I'm just talking to you. Now, most cops do consensual encounters to develop reasonable suspicion and probable cause so they can do more. But the courts have already ruled. Doesn't matter what's in the officer's mind when he enforces the law. The only thing that matters is he enforcing the law? So as long as the cop's doing what he's allowed to do, it doesn't matter. I could be the biggest racist out there and hate all white people, or hate all Asian people, or hate all black people. I can be the biggest racist and go, you know what? Today I'm going to go out and I'm only stopping those pesky white people. And I can stop every one of them. The court said, doesn't matter. As long as I'm stopping them for a lawful reason, it doesn't matter what's in my mind. And I think the reason the court ruled that is because it's very hard to prove. It's not what you know or what you think or what's likely to prove in court what someone is thinking, which is why lawyers always are the best liars, because they always go, I have no recollection. I don't remember that. I don't recall. At this point, I'm not sure. So they're the best liars because you can't tell when somebody's lying unless you can prove that they knew what they said was false when they said it, which is very hard to do. So this woman's acting like, why did you run my plate? You know what? The cops said we run plates all the time. That's how we figure out plates, cars are stolen, etc. And that's very true. They have license plate readers on cars that just drive around and they run every plate. I think they have parking enforcement people that just drive and it marks the plate and where it's at and how long it's been there. And then as they keep driving by, when it reads it again, it goes, they're too long, write them a ticket. So running a plate is absolutely, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think law enforcement ought to be running plates unless they have a reason. But I don't write the laws. The law is these cops didn't do anything wrong. They can run your freaking plate. Even if you're the first black female attorney, state attorney for Florida. Big deal. Now, here's where it gets a little iffy. she's having a run-in with the governor. And this is where she might have an attitude. I think she's got an attitude just because most people in special protected classes have attitudes.
Also, the windows are really dark. I don't have a tint measurer, but that's another reason for the stop.
You guys have cards on you?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got car? Yeah, she smiles. Yeah, okay, we'll see. Yeah, the windows are really dark. Like, that's not a violation. I think tinted windows is a bullshit law. I think it ought to be done away with. But you know what? It's on the books. And unfortunately, people like her write these books, convict people, bring them to court, take money, fine them, and do all this crap on BS laws, and they don't have a problem with it till it affects them. So the fact that she has her plates, and I wanted to cover that too. Most cops, my plates on my car, because I had an undercover car, were always, we call them cold plates. And when you run them, they come back not on file. Because we don't want some crook that we're following or staking out or we're working a case that we're in an undercover car so they don't know we're a cop. And if they've got a friend or sister or brother or mama, baby, daddy, somebody that works at DMV, which the odds are likely, anyway, they can have your plate run and then they can find out if it comes back to the police department, if it comes back to officer so-and-so. So cold plates are usually comes back not on file. Her plates appear to be cold plated. Another thing that pesky citizens can't do. She can hide her identity and have her plates not on file on her personal car. You pesky citizens are required that when they run your plates, they know your address, your name, and everything about you. But the special government, like always, gets special rules. They never have to live by their rules, and idiots elect people thinking more government is good. Anyway, I digress. Let's finish this.
1 second. Actually, this isn't my car, but I can write my name down if you'd like.
Yeah, he put my name.
Personally, I would have said, I'm not required to give you a card. Per policy, I'm only required to give you my name. My name's so-and-so. Have a nice day. And I'd have walked away. You're not going to have some entitled attitude with me, but that's just me. Rick, you were bootleg when you whatever. I don't play this special privilege crap.
There you are. Have a good day.
The Florida prosecutor is currently in a dispute with Florida Governor Rick Scott over his decision to remove her from 24 murder cases after she announced she would not seek the death penalty for a suspect accused of killing a police officer.
So, she said, I don't care if they kill a cop or not. I'm not seeking a death penalty. Now, the governor's in right to remove her from those cases. The governor can say, all right, you ain't working murder cases then. Now, I wonder what else she said on why she wouldn't do that. Because there's a lot of special class people that don't want to prosecute special class people. They don't want to prosecute non-special class people. Rick, who's non-special class? That would be white males. They have no class, no privilege, no nothing. So, I don't know if that was the issue or if it was her issue with just cops or if she was saying, I don't like the death penalty period because it's not applied equally. I don't know what her reasoning is, but she's perfectly entitled to say, I ain't doing it. I ain't seeking the death penalty, and the governor's perfectly entitled to remove her. Now, I'm sure she's going to claim that the governor sent his goons on her, and these guys stopped her and harassed her just because she wouldn't prosecute police officers. You know what? Maybe, if and buts coconuts, I don't know. Maybe one of these guys, cops got killed, and they found out she didn't prosecute her, and they didn't want to stop her. I mean, most cops, we see so many cars, and we contact so many people, we really don't have time. Well, most cops who are working, let me say, who are actually working cases and going after criminals, don't have time to pick out cars and remember and make it personal and go, you know, I'm going to pull that person. I mean, there's just bigger fish to fry. It takes a pretty small person to do that. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, I wanted to explain why somebody's plates would not be on file. Now, I'm about to do a video on an FBI guy, and his plates came back to a Verizon Wireless or a wireless company. Now, those are called, I don't know if you want to call it deep cover plates or a little bit higher than just cold plates. Cold plates are not on file, so if the normal person runs them, it comes back not on file. They're like, huh, okay, no big deal. Now, if you really working undercover and you're not doing any police duties, you're not out there taking stops, and you don't have red lights in your car, and you don't have a radio, and you don't have all this other information that identifies you as a cop because you really don't want nobody to know, then your plates can come back to a false dummy organization. Just like when you're working undercover, we can get issued a second driver's license with a name that we pick, and it usually has our date of birth close or somewhere, same age. We got our picture. It's issued from DNV. It's a legal, lawful ID card, but we can only use it in the course of our investigation undercover. This FBI agent uses it on this, and it gets him a jam. But that video is coming. Anyway, I figured I'd cover the cold plates and why when somebody runs the plates and how pesky government gets to have special, protections that you pesky citizens don't. They get to carry guns. They don't have to do background checks. They get their plates and license plates to where it's not on file. Guess what else happens when you're not on file? If you run a red light camera or you run a toll road, you don't have to pay toll, and they don't know where to send the ticket to. I had this one red light camera in this one city we work on. I think I did a crazy cop story. That damn light went off 50 times during the night. And I don't care. They're going to run this plate, and it'll be like not on file. Screw it. I don't like red light cameras any damn way. I ran the thing on purpose all night. Just made a right-hand turn without coming to a complete stop. Now, we were actually chasing and stopping people and backing each other up. We were hitting a high-impact area and doing all kind of, there were 8 cops there, and we were just high gang area with high crime and all this other crap, and we were just making what's called a high-impact, with the community so they know, hey, man, the cops out here, you better be cool. But anyway, we'll end that there.